Recording. Okay. So once again, hello everyone. So again, we are back with the lead code practice session, and we will be having three questions: one from easy, one medium, and one hard. So let's resume my screen. Okay. So moving to the first question of this session. The question is to find binary mode in find mode in binary search tree. Okay, so we are given with a binary search tree which has duplicates as well, and we have to find all the modes that it has. Like, mode is the most frequently occurred element. So let's see with this example. So we are given with the binary search tree, and in this binary search tree the frequency of 2 is 2 times and the frequency of 1 is 1 time. So the mode will be 2 here. So we have to return a vector or array out of uh, with all the modes within it. So this is all about the question. Any questions regarding the problem description or so? Anyone? Okay, so anyone who wrote code for this or have approached how to solve this?
Yeah, so the approach that I did follow was, from the fact that the in-order traversal in a binary search tree gives you the order of the increasing set of numbers which are already there. So while you are doing, in-order traversal, you can keep track of the last visited element, and if it's same as the last visited element what you have visited before, the current element is same, you can just keep a counter and increment it. So you'll need two variables. One is the character itself and the counter for that character. And as soon as you see there's a change in the character, suppose it was 1 earlier, now it has become 2, you can check what is the last count, or what was the length of the last character known. And if it's suppose max of whatever I had seen till now, I can keep a result array. I can clear it off and just insert this one. Reason being, if there are any other modes which I have found till now in the array, and this one, the current element is already having number of elements greater than that, which is because that's why I'm considering with a max. So any of those which are already found as the candidate modes are now invalid. So I'll have to clear it out and then insert it. Now, the other scenario that can come is if the already inserted elements have the same length as the current one. In that case, you just have to append to your array. And at the end, once you are done with all the elements, the array, result array, will only contains the list of elements which have the same and maximum number of times repeat.
Yeah, but I'm like not sure about if you have multiple modes, then multiple elements with the mode. So like if we have two which has frequency 5 and 3 which has frequency 5.
Correct.
So how are you approaching like this? Yeah, it's good. Like you are traversing, you are doing in-order traversal, and then the numbers are sorted already, and you are checking the count each time and comparing with the max. But what if there are multiple? Like how you are dealing with this?
Yeah, Ashish, can I share my screen?
Yeah.
निकाल करके स्कैन करके रख.
Yeah, you're able to see the screen, right? Ashish, is the screen visible?
Yeah.
So for the simplicity, let's assume I have already the in-order traversal, and let me just point out the elements which are in order. Okay.
Okay.
Is this correct? Okay. So
Yeah.
now what I have to do is I'll have a counter like last character and last character count and a max length. So initially this is empty, this is 0, and this is suppose minus infinity. Okay. Now I'll consider the first one and I'll say this is not same as the last character. Okay. And I'll increment the least count and set the character to the first one. So my first one will be, last character will be 1 and the count will increment to 1. So now the next step is I'll check what is the last count. Is it greater than the maximum? Yes. So my max will also set to 1. Right? Is it okay till now?
Yeah.
Now I'll go to 2. Okay. My last character and my current character, they are not same. Okay. So what I have to do is I have to first check it is max is greater than this or not. It's same, right? My max
Yeah.
is 1, my least. So it can be a mode which is having same length as already inserted elements in my modes. So let my modes be my array, which is having all the candidate modes. Okay. Now in this case, what will happen is I'll insert modes as 1. I'll set my max as 1. My new character will be 2 and my LC, which is the last visitor count, will be set to 1 because this is the first element of this count, right?
Okay.
Right. Now I'll have another element which is 2. It's same as the previous one, previous last counter? Yes. So I'll just increment my LC. It is 2. I'll not update my max till now. I'll again have 2. I'll update it 3. I'll not change my max. Now there's a new element which will come in 3 and I'll check if it's same as the previous one. No. So what I have to do is whatever I have calculated till now, I had to check whether that's mode or not, right? Now what will happen? The LC at this stage is 3. My maximum is 1. That means anything which I have put in modes or the potential candidate modes was having a maximum length of 1. This one is having 3. So anything which I have discussed or which I have calculated as a potential mode till now is now not a valid mode, right? Because I have found an element which is having more elements than the already decided ones. So I'll reset this one. I'll insert 2 into this. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll start my counter again, assuming my max is now 3 and 3 is a new element. Again, coming back to the same, I'll go to the next index, increment my LC. My max is 3. Now coming here, I'll have a same condition here, similar to the jump here. I'll have the same jump here. But now if you see, the max length which is here is 2, which is not greater than my already established modes, right? My modes are having 3. So I'll just ignore this one and continue my counting till next elements. 2, 3, and 3. As this is the last element, what I have to do is just take this case. Okay. Now this is having same length as the max. Right? So what I'll do is I'll insert this one also into the modes.
Okay.
And at the end, I'll have only 2 modes which are having maximum length.
So what if you have 5 with frequency of 4?
5 with
4,
frequency
like
of 4.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
like
sorry. Okay.
5, 5, 5.
You're saying 5, right?
Yeah.
So you'll have a 5 again here, which will increment 4, and this will be 3, right?
Yeah.
Now at the end, you will check your last count is 4, your max is 3. So that means anything which you have put into modes is now not valid.
Okay.
You will
So,
discard everything and set it to 5.
Are you using mod as a stack or so?
It's a simple array. You just have to destroy the array because anytime you see something greater than already calculated, you just have to destroy the existing array and create a new fresh one. Because anything which is in it, it's not valid.
Okay. Okay. So what is the space complexity for this? Like you are
So
using.
for this, it will be O of n. And that case will be if you have like this.
Okay.
But can you do it better than bigger of n, space complexity? Because
Sorry,
look at this, if all the numbers are distinct and all the numbers are sorted, then, you know, like let's say you go from 1, 2, and 3, and now 3 is 1, right? Then you
Mhm.
then you know that the first two numbers is no longer valid, right? Because we know
No,
the
it can
number
be.
increasing.
No, the first two numbers can be valid because two can have multiple entries.
No, but
If you
now
add three,
right, but look at the first line when we have our distinct number 1, 2, 3. That's an input,
right?
right? So
But
you
it,
say
it,
the
it can
space
happen.
complexity is big of n,
Mhm.
but I think it can be improved, right?
It can be improved. So if you're saying everything is distinct,
Yeah.
so then in that case, it will be O of n because all these entries will be potential modes. In fact, if you have all distinct, all are modes.
Yes, but like let's say you go from left to right, you go 1, 2, right? The mode of 1 is 1, the mode of 2 is
Just give
1,
me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, let's go from
right?
here.
Yeah. So you go mode of 1 is 1, right? Mode of 2 is 1. Now you go to 3. The mode of 3 is also 1. Then I think you can discard the first two mode because it's no longer relevant.
No, because they till now they are also modes, right? In my result set, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All of these will be final modes
You
because the
return them.
frequency of every
Okay, you return them only one mode, right? Or you return an array?
all. I think all the modes are.
Yeah,
valid.
all.
Will be all.
Oh, okay.
If it was one, then it would have it properly. I can just remove everything which is having the same.
Yeah,
I'll
Puneet,
at
like
max will.
Okay.
if you're using like big O of n space complexity, then I guess hash map will be more appropriate. Like if you are using another auxiliary array or so.
Right. I'm just saying my approach. This is what I
Okay, because
could come up with because yeah, hash map is also
I
hash
did
map
with
is
the hash
same
map.
as.
Yeah,
In
just
fact, hash map will work for any kind of tree. You don't need a binary search tree specific.
whether it's a simple binary tree or so. And yeah.
Yeah.
So I did the same, like I not same, but I did an order traversal, and then I create a count using a hash map, and then I first I iterated over the hash map. I found the max element, and then I again traversed, and then added into another array. So this was my approach.
Right. So every time you traverse, you just have a hash map where you have one,
Yeah.
then add one. If you go here, then you'll add two, you'll add three, and at the end you'll have
Yeah,
suppose
but over
4
here,
and
I'm
2
not
for
using any binary search tree properties. Like uh, I'm just traversing and storing into a hash map. Simply.
right, right. Yeah, and at the end you would just have to calculate what is the maximum in the hash map.
But
Right.
what would be your return if you use the hash map? Because with the hash map, the key is not in the order, right? You can return the order. I mean, the result in any order.
I think the order is not a requirement in the question, right?
Yeah,
It can be in any
order is
order.
not
Specific.
requirement. We just have to return the array. Simply.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they have specifically mentioned the order is not a requirement. They can be in any order.
Yeah.
So if we want to improve the space complexity here, like we could do that two pass thing. So in the first pass, you calculate the max.
The maximum number of elements. Yeah.
Yeah, and second pass, you just see which candidates are actually having that mode, add that, and just return.
Yeah, exactly. We can do this. But the iteration, like we have to go 2 passes.
Yeah, I think the only option if you want to have a lower space complexity is that to go with the two passes. The first one will be similar to the property that we used in the discussion, that you'll just see the continuous elements are there and try to calculate the maximum length, which you can find out with the continuous elements. And in the second pass, you have that maximum length and just try to find whenever you reach a point, you have that maximum element, put that element into a result array.
Yeah. So anyone who has some other approaches, or some other variation to this question?
If the tree is not a binary tree, I think that this one work if the tree is not binary tree too, right? If we use a hash map.
Yeah, in case if you're using hash map, then it will work every time, like whether it's a binary or not, a binary search tree or not. We're just traversing each node and just storing the frequency of the key.
We are not using any property of tree as such, except for
Yeah.
traversal. Everything else is just hash map.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah. Can you explain that the second approach, that traversing 2 times without using hash map once more?
Okay.
Sure. Roger, you want to take it up?
Yeah, sure. I'm in a bus, so I may not be that good, like audible, but let me try. So
It's okay. I'll you can. It's okay. I'll take it up.
yeah, sure. I can add if there is any.
Sure, I can share the screen. What's whiteboard?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, I hope you are, at this point we are clear that if we do an in-order traversal of a binary tree, we'll have elements in order, right?
Right. It will be sorted.
Right.
The question
So
is,
now,
is
yeah,
it
so now-
guaranteed they will be in order?
sorry.
Is there a guarantee? Because if you see the definition, it is telling the left tree is less than or equal to in the right tree. What if example 2 is on the left and right, both of the side, or something like that?
Binary search trees are guaranteed to have in-order traversal in order. That's the
No,
core
what?
crux of having a binary search
No,
tree.
if you see the definition, it is telling
Mhm.
less than or equal to, and again greater than or equal to node key.
Right.
That is ambiguous. We have to decide where the equal element will be. I mean, it can be either right or it can be either right. It can't go both. Yeah. So,
So
Yeah,
you're
but
saying
in case
something
of
like this.
equality
So let's
also
say 6
it will be
is both
sorted.
of the sides.
then we can't guarantee that the order is
Because there it is mentioned.
right. Yeah, I got it. I guess there we can't guarantee the in order would be sorted. Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's assume you're saying this way, right? You're saying this way,
cases
something
in
like this.
it will be sorted, right? In this answer also.
Uh, yeah, it will still be sorted.
You're saying something is right, something like this, right?
Mhm.
Even if you
Yeah.
traverse this, it will still be a sorted step. Let's go with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it
5,
is so sorted. Right.
then 6, 6. Then you go to this one.
Mhm.
6, you go 6, and then 7.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go back to the original problem. Okay, and let me just erase one of those. Correct. Yeah, that's okay. So what I'll do is I'll do my first pass. I hope you were on the page when we are discussing the approach of having last counter and then max, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's, for the simplicity, let me draw these on there. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5. Right. So every time I do, last character here will be empty. LC will be 1. Maximum will be 1. Right. This is my first character.
Right.
Now at this point, my max is 1. Next, coming to this one, my new old character will be 1. Sorry, let me just go back once. Here I am empty. LC is 0. Maximum is -1. Right. Now when I come here, my character is 1. Length is 1. Max becomes 1 because this is a change in character. Now coming here is again a change in character. The character has changed. I'll reset my LC to 1, but then I'll compare these two, max and LC. They are 1.
Okay.
Right. Now
Right.
I'll again see this one. These two are same. I'll just increment this number. Right. My max is still 1. I've not changed my max yet. Now there's a change in number. I'll set my L to 3, reset my counter to 1. I'll compare these two,
Right.
right? What's my max now? My max is 2.
Right.
So going by the same approach, I'll have my max, which will remain same till here, right? And then I have last 5. My LC will become 3 and my max will still remain 2. But
Right.
as this is the last element, I'll update these two logics and my max at this point will be 3,
Okay. Right.
right?
Yeah.
Now let's go back. Earlier we were not aware that how many elements are there in the max,
Mm.
right? I'll again start the same loop, but now I know what is my expected max. It is 3.
3.
I'll
Okay.
again go with the same approach.
Right.
I'll find 1, 1, 1, and I'll go ahead till I find my max becoming 3 or my LC becoming 3.
Okay. Right.
As soon as I find my LC equal to 3, which is the expected max, I'll take that element and push it into my result set.
Right. Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead, Ashish.
Okay. So we can move to the next question.
Hi. Actually, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, instead of having two passes in the last question that we were discussing, can't we have only one pass and we can have the existing max at a particular point of time if we are in middle something, and whenever the max count is updating, like it's becoming the highest, then the current max we are storing it, and instead of having two passes and checking it the value is 3 or not, we will just store it at every point of time. Okay, we are updating it if it's the maximum count is greater than that certain value, what are existing value. I hope means
Yeah.
we
Yeah. So what
one
you are doing is updating the max value, right?
yeah
But
max count, you are having m as max count, that you're taking it in the end, up to the end, that you're taking 3 that we were
right. So
discussing, right?
suppose till half of the array you found max to be suppose A. It's 1 is the character which is having max as 3. Okay. Now in future you go ahead and you find another element which is 2, right?
Okay.
But for when you go in future, you don't know whether the past elements will still be valid or not, right? So that was
Okay.
exactly the first approach that we did. We were storing all the potential candidates which can become modes till we find something which will invalidate them.
Oh, okay. Means if it's 3 is there, then after that, if 2 became 4, then our things will get updated to 4. And again, if 3 is coming like 3, 4 more times, it has to be 3. But we are having value of 2. Correct. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Got
So
it.
that's the reason if you have all the distinct elements, it will assume every time the mode is still 1 and it will increase your space complexity to include all the elements.
Yeah. Then in this case, we don't have to store multiple ones, and 2 passes are definitely necessary. Got
Right.
it. Thank you so much.
Any more questions or variations to this problem?